Oh yes, legends, we are live. How is everybody doing? Happy New Year. We are going to be taking a look at the price of Bitcoin. What are the different probabilities to happen, not only in the next coming days, but also in the next coming hours. Bitcoin is going to make us understand what could be the possibility for some altcoins, guys. So make sure to absolutely destroy that like button, because we are going to be going through the Bitcoin technical analysis. First of all, on the stream, we could take a look at a few altcoins that I think they are in great accumulation levels, okay? However, we need to understand that there could be some small little shakeouts throughout the next coming days, next coming weeks even. There is a bearish case scenario for the next coming weeks that I think is extremely highly likely before we go to all-time highs. So yes, I am actually short-term bearish. We could get some little pumps. We pumped a little bit today, but overall I am short-term bearish. I do think that we are going to come back down to the lows here from yesterday, from Monday actually, okay, below 91,500 and even possibly go to below $90,000. Now, there is an explanation behind this. There's a technical reason. We are in a downtrend locally from the last few weeks, and I do think that this downtrend has not finished, despite getting a bounce in the next coming days. If we do so, I do think that we should be getting another leg to the downside. Finally get that sweep from these higher lows, guys. That is what I am kind of expecting for the next coming weeks, okay? So make sure to stay tuned. I will be doing the technical analysis. We'll be doing a little bit of a higher time frame. This is a really classic area to be swept. There is a technical reason as well that we should be going to ever so slightly levels before reaching all-time high. I don't think that the bull run is over, guys, and the all-time high will be hit in 2025. However, we just in this boring corrective move. There is a little bit of FUD, of course, as we know. We got Donald Trump, tweeting about a possible similar depression, right, as in 1929, bringing a little bit of, doubt for the markets and the economy. But we don't really care about that. We talk about the technical analysis, the local moves, the trading setups, okay? We are day traders, so it doesn't really matter what happens. Of course, those people that are holding Bitcoin and crypto, right, for the long term, I do believe that 2025, we still got a pretty significant leg up. The charts tell us that we do still have that leg up on Bitcoin to at least break one more time above all-time high, and we can do that analysis on the higher time frame so we can understand the reason why as well that we do have that potential. We got also this bars pattern. This was from back here in December, January of 2024. We are forming something very similar here, guys, okay? So yeah, it does look like it could be a possibility. However, we are leaning more on the ever so slightly bearish side. I am leaning a little bit more on the bearish side that, this is not exactly going to play out, even though it looks very nice when you use the bars pattern here from December of 2023. I don't think we're going to form something like this, such as a good recovery. However, I do expect this kind of bounce. Okay, so the idea is to, without a doubt, look for long positions as we do go to lower levels here for this bounce. I am going to be questioning, though, this bounce right over here to form a lower high, okay, and continue another leg down in just a regular higher time frame zigzag before we actually start pumping here in the next coming months, right, to hit all-time high again for Bitcoin, okay? So we'll be focusing here mainly on the lower time frame. I'm just going to go and do a quick brief analysis on the higher time frame just to give you that explanation on why we should be seeing another leg to the upside in the next coming weeks despite any corrective moves. We can go and take a look at a couple of altcoins, your favorite altcoins, all right? A couple of altcoins that I think that could give us a great, 3x, right, return in the next coming months, guys. Very realistic. Okay, I wish I had someone out there that would give me a high probability 3x return, right, for the next few months. And I do have a couple of altcoins there, the same ones that we mentioned on the previous stream. So we'll be taking a look at a couple of them. I'll be taking a look at a few of your altcoins and some very interesting news that is going on. Of course, we do have some outflows on the spot Bitcoin ETF. We had ever so slight inflow of $5.3 million yesterday. So there's been a bit of a few outflows here throughout the last week. Nothing to worry about, because on the other side we do have some bullish news that is very interesting. Macro event. There's some pretty nice, interesting, bullish news. We're going to talk about that later on, okay? The first 30 minutes of the stream, at least, we need to focus on Bitcoin. Try and understand the levels and the different probabilities, okay? Also talk about what we mentioned throughout the previous stream. Previous stream was, I am not interested in any long positions inside of this box, basically, right? If you do manage to get above the box, okay, above the low, well then, yeah, you can speculate on some long positions, stop loss at the low inside of this box. Not interesting to catch the falling knife, but if you do get that recover, break a bit of structure, without a doubt, you can long here to get, to the highs and take some profits right over there. But this was not an interesting level too long. If you want to be a bottom catcher, then congratulations. You probably catch the bottom on this movement down. You're just not aware of how low you can go. I prefer to wait for a recovery above that low and then, look for a back test, or basically long after here, getting above this low. There's many ways of trading this, right? There was a reason why to believe that you were going to get a back test and a higher low here, just because you broke the downtrend structure here locally, right? Where you do have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low right there. You got an official low, higher high right there, giving you the potential of a higher low at some point here, which did retrace all the way down to the 7/8 fib. Very aggressive corrective move, but then taking out the high again here. Now the question is, on the local analysis, what is this, right? What is this right over here? Is this corrective and we are just going to form a lower high and finally get a leg to the downside? Is this the start of a bullish breakout? We got this descending wedgie structure. We got a fake out, then we got the official breakout, right? Is this a double 1-2-1-2, or is it part of an ABC move right there? We'll be talking about several scenarios that could happen. Of course, you might think, well, that's boring. Why are you going to talk about several scenarios, right? Well, we need to, guys. We need to, right? We need to talk about the levels of interest for the bearish case, the levels of interest for the bullish case, and what would be the exact levels that I would be willing to trade and be remaining patient for those levels to be hit and get into a day trade setup, okay? We trade level to level here. And we're going to talk about the best swing levels as well, which we have to remain patient, right? For a good swing trade, we just need to remain patient for those levels to be hit, okay? That will be mentioned also on the stream, guys. So make sure to destroy that like button if you are interested in knowing the exact levels, not only for swing trading, right? Which could be in the next coming days that we do hit those levels, but actually talking about day trading scenarios that could be hit tonight, where we could look for an entry, good risk management, projections, right, and an explanation behind that analysis, okay, which is very important for me, for the viewers, right, to understand, why are you talking about this setup? Well, we need to talk about projections, Fibonacci levels, waves, right, and analyze that situation. So blank chart on Bitcoin, as always, just a quick higher time frame perspective, right? Anybody that is not aware, that did not watch the previous stream, we're just going to do a quick 5-minute higher time frame overview. We got 5 waves here to the upside. Could this be the top? I don't believe so. Main reason why is because of this latest 5th wave that we've had to the upside. It seems like that we do have some more steam, all right? And there is an extremely bullish case scenario that is looking at this as a double 1-2, which I think is not the highest probability. Double 1-2 right over here, you're inside of the 3rd wave, or you are going to form another triple 1-2, right? And you're just going to form 3-4-5-4-5, and we entering a super cycle going to plus $200,000, right, in 2025. Well, we need to see more things, right? We need to go still with the traditional bull market cycle, which is, we're going to continue for a few months. We're going to, correction, and then get another leg to the upside. And we are looking at the traditional, okay, 4-year cycle that we could be topping out in the next coming months. And the extreme over bullish scenario, the super cycle scenario, we're going to leave it till we actually see some big breakouts and volume, and then we'll take that into consideration. So quickly go through the comment section, say hello to the beautiful community, of course, as always, and then we will focus with the price of Bitcoin. Okay, legends. Right, say Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, Frank. How are you doing? Happy New Year, Gillian, Frank, Andrea. Let's go, legends. Jordan, how are you doing? Lolmore, hello. How are you doing? Aditya, my man, brother. Nima, Happy New Year to everybody. Zaza Wick, Salvatore, Carol, Bolo, Ziggy, Gillian, Mike, Jobjos. Guys, how are you doing? Hello to everybody. I wish I could go. Valerie, I can see you in the comment section. Happy New Year to you. Ziggy, Investor, Article 21. Hello, everybody. I wish I could just... Maz, my man from Boston. How are you? Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. You and your family. Much love, health, and wealth to everybody into 2025, legends, okay? And let's smash 2025. Make the most amount of gains that we've ever done. For me, it's kind of every year I have, you know, more gains, more knowledge, and I want to really give this to you as well. I hope that you can absorb that you are getting better every single year, because for me, it is the case. 2024 has been an awesome year with profits. Some, you know, I would want to see more profits. Some altcoins are not still, you know, popping out. Some of them have been doing relatively well. Some of them are pretty stuck. But overall, Bitcoin, you know, it's been awesome, guys. I've been buying Bitcoin like crazy. Also some different altcoins. And, you know, Chainlink down at $6-7. It's at $19. Okay, what can we say? You know, it's not a massive return, right? But I do expect Chainlink to do relatively well in the next coming months. Then we've got Constellation, DAG, Valor Network, all of these different ones that have been popping. Some of them lagging behind. Bitcoin accumulation throughout, you know, 2023, 2024 has been awesome. What can we say, right? You know, quite happy taking a bit of profits on Bitcoin. And now we're going to focus on 2025. This is the moment that, you know, it's going to be bumpy. It's going to be risky. We got the speculation of a recession, right? Donald Trump, everybody, almost everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, almost everybody expects that 2025 is going to be an awesome year. Also because Donald Trump is going to be president, right? And is going to save the economy, and, you know, money printer's going to go on, lots of liquidity. We need to we need to be skeptical, okay? I am bullish, but we want to be defensive. We want to be, you know, taking some profits on some altcoins that have give us a return, the ones that we've bought at extreme low levels throughout the last few months. I'm taking a bit of profits and leaving moon bags, okay? Initial investment out and leaving moon bags. This is what happens to a lot of people that enter crypto. You know, I just checked some other, you know, crypto tubers that are mainly talking about fundamentals and great projects. And there was somebody the other day that was talking about a crypto project that's already pumped over 1,000% throughout the last few weeks, saying buy now, it's still early. And my goodness, you know, this is like extremely risky. I never talk about buying a pump. I'm pretty surprised, you know, no matter how big investors they do get in on these, you know, altcoin projects that are big investors, you can, you know, it's just extremely dangerous when a crypto has been pumping like this throughout the last few months, and it's in the green and it's still pumping. And, you know, you have people saying it's still a good time to buy, right? Yeah, eventually you can still make you know, some returns on a very strong uptrend, but it's just extremely risky not buying into consolidations or pullbacks, guys, because I don't know, it's like really, I'm really not in favor of this kind of, you know, people that are talking about this, you know, publicly, right? Get into this crypto. You're still early because these investors are getting in, and the price has pumped over 1,000% already in a matter of a few months. So it's like, yeah, just you don't want to do that, because you can really hold, if shit hits the fan, you're going to be holding those losses for a long time, 50, 60, 70% loss. Anyway, we do not do that here on the channel, guys. If there's a crypto that has been pumping throughout, several months and gone up a lot, I say, no, I'm not getting in, right? If you want to get in, then it's up to you. Sorry about that, guys. Was a bit thirsty there. Let's analyze here. Hello to everybody. Aditya, my brother, thank you very much for joining the stream. As always, we got Render, Rune, FTM. FTM is getting a pretty significant correction because it's getting delisted, I think, on Bybit. Maybe a couple of other exchanges. For the moment, I think it's Bybit. Let's drop it to $80,000, says Dan. Okay. Left-leaning cycle top. No, are we not due? Taking care of business. What's good, bro? Amir, how are you doing? Just waiting for some people to join the stream, guys. Okay, as always, right, we're getting above 600 people now, maybe 700, 800. We might reach 1,000 people. If you do smash up the like button, let's get some people in, guys, because I really want this information to, and it doesn't matter, guys. I know there are some people that say don't share your analysis, either the bearish one or bullish one. It doesn't matter, guys. TA is TA. Okay, it doesn't matter. We give the different scenarios and high probabilities. It doesn't really matter sharing it or not. Okay, it's the charts are charts regardless, so it doesn't really matter. So let's go and smash up the like button, legends. Give us a bit of power, a little bit of support here for 2025, and we'll focus very, very quickly on the higher time frames, just realizing that Bitcoin has had a pretty epic bull run already. Okay, yeah, we didn't make a 20x on Bitcoin from the bear market lows of 2022, but it did approximately, I don't know, a 7-8x on average, right? Around about a 7x, right, from the bear market lows in about 2 years. I think it's pretty good, right? It's a pretty nice bull run. We've had a bull run. Bull run should extend in 2025, but it's the moment that it's going to get bumpy, and we want to be a little bit cautious. Okay, let me just quickly check the lower time frame, because yeah, it would be nice to take out these highs. We'll focus on the lower time frames in the next coming minutes. First of all, let's do higher time frame. If the price of Bitcoin were to reverse very aggressively in the coming weeks and just start breaking down and start overlapping this pivot, we could arguably discuss, okay, maybe this was the top, right? This is why we need to DCA out. I sold at 90K a little bit, at 100K, and I'm not selling at the moment, right? Just waiting patiently for this, possible pullback, slight pullback to the downside, and look for all-time highs to actually sell a little bit more of Bitcoin, right? Potentially at 110, 120. I'm not quite sure yet, but without a doubt, I would take a little bit of profits once we get another leg to the upside to hit all-time high. Okay, it is the moment. Higher time frame. We do have 5 waves, right? When we take into consideration an impulsive move to the upside, right? If we go to the previous cycle, basically from the bear market lows, right? Which was in 2018, right? In December. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, right? But, you could count this as a 5-wave move up. The third wave being the most explosive eventually. The bottom for the Bitcoin price in the bear market of 2018 was in December, where you did have your initial first wave here in 2019. You had the C19 crash right over here, forming that second wave down to the 7-8 Fibonacci. Very common for a second wave, being aggressive, the disbelief kind of correction, right? And then you have the explosive third wave, 4 and 5. There is a way to count this, right? You got the 3 peaks right there. You could count this as a 5-wave move up. When we do fast forward to this bull run that we've had throughout the last couple of years, right, on Bitcoin, you could arguably discuss. I know it would be very depressing for people to say, okay, was this the bull run? Was this it? Well, I mean, we have been in a bull run for Bitcoin, you know, in the last 2 years, right? Regardless that we want 200K and, you know, Bitcoin and even higher levels. Let's be realistic, guys. The market moves in cycles, and you know, we are at $100,000. Okay, so what can we say? We've been waiting for 100K for a long time, and we are here, but we greedy, right? We're more greedy, and you're going to get greedy YouTubers and influencers saying that we're going to go higher, 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 and higher, and we're just going to go higher and higher, right? Nobody's going to tell you about the top, right, or the potential, you know, close to the topping zone. Even though I don't think that the top is in yet, but we could be very much close. Okay, we could be very much close. I do expect another leg to the upside in the next coming weeks, right? Hit all-time high again, but it's the moment to really DCA out, right? Start scratching some of those profits, because we you know, we could be close to the top, right? We could be close to, not saying that we are in the, you know, the top is in, but it's the moment to be a little bit cautious. I do expect some altcoins to get that rally. You're going to see that transition of, you know, Bitcoin liquidity moving into altcoins, right? People want to make money. So, you know, very likely that we are going to make that bull run, right? Retail will make the bull run happen throughout 2025 for the altcoins, because people want to speculate on that potential rally. So people will be in a buying frenzy, right? Without a doubt, on the corrections. We have 5 waves here to the upside on the higher time frames. This corrective move, right? You know, this is where I get the information, right? Because if we had a very solid and clear 5-wave move up here, if we would have had something like this on the price action, which is very, you know, straightforward, and you can count 5 waves here, and you can count this as the 5th wave, I would really be skeptical on this situation, saying, guys, you know, this could be the top. However, as we do have some very interesting micro counts right there, we have multiple double 1-2s here, giving us the possibility of another 4-5 at least, or even another 4-5 and 4-5, just because we have this double 1-2, or even a, you know, triple 1-2 right there. We've got the 3, and then we've got 4-5, 4-5. So I'm just going to go in and briefly explain that scenario. Okay, let's get this bars pattern out of the way, and basically go through what happened here. This was a very, very complex correction in 2024, right? Very, very large, you know, very three wavy. You got a flat here, then you got this, you know, speculative triangle in this zone in a WXY. Very, very complex, right? Some, you know, most of the average Joe will say this was just a regular ABC right there, right? An A, a B, and a C right there. Okay. It's a little bit more complex than just a regular ABC. It's not that easy to count as an ABC, but some people might, you know, think that this was the low right there, or maybe this was the low right over here in the end of the triangle. Regardless, you know, this is where we get the movement here to the upside to form that 5th wave. So, you know, this was kind of explained on the previous stream, and I like the more the analysis of the triangle here, okay, with the WXY, and that we started initially with the pump over here in a wave 1 and a wave 2 right there, 1 2 1 2, and that we formed the 3rd wave, possibly a flat here in a 4-5, and we are forming another 4 and then another 5 in the next couple of months, right, give or take. So we are inside another 4th wave, right, higher time frame 4th wave, and then we're going to get another leg to the upside. That's what I'm leaning more into this scenario, because there is not a clear 5-wave move up here, just because we got this double 1-2. When you form a double 1-2 here, then what you need to count is another 4-5 4-5 to the upside. So it makes sense that we do still have, you know, counting the timing of each wave, that we should be having another 4-5, okay, which is basically looking for another all-time high at a bare minimum. Now, what is interesting about this movement down is you know, this would be extremely rare to finish a corrective move right over here. Okay, this is rare to finish a correction and then start moving up. However, we have seen that happen before, which was in December of 2023, right? You are expecting a three-wave structure here in a regular zigzag ABC, right? And then you're looking for the lows to be swept and a recovery, right? And form like a wedgie structure or whatever. However, when we take a look at this bars pattern, which is from December of 2023 right there, you kind of break up the structure. Very similar price action, by the way, as you can see in the bars pattern from December, January of 2023 and January of 2024, sorry. We break down the structure. You have a bounce and you could be expecting a lower high formation here to then get another leg down, get down to the lows and then recover, right? Just a regular higher time frame zigzag. That's what you usually get. It's the most common scenario in a correction. Just form a regular zigzag ABC. However, what happened here is that we did form a flat move, right? We did actually form a flat, which was basically bang, bang, bang right over here, and then continued to the upside. This is what I have a little bit of doubt of, right? What if, and this would have to be taken a look at on the Coinbase chart, because we cannot count this wick, okay, that hasn't been hit. Coinbase or Binance spot, any spot exchange, which, this wick right over here did not claim these lows. And looking at the scenario that this has been could have this been a fourth wave in a flat scenario, right, where you're just sweeping up the lows right over here and you got just a flat right there, just like we did in December of 2023. And then this is the low and you're going to start recovering here very aggressively. It's the unlikely scenario in my opinion, but we because everything points out that we should be having a regular zigzag. However, I have to say, could have this been the flat movement, right? Is this the flat and now we're gonna form that fifth wave just like we did back in December of 2023, and January, February we started exploding. Regardless of what could happen, okay, we have the levels that we are interested in, right? I am leaning more on the side of, if we do bounce from here, I expect another lower high. I expect, this kind of movement and then, go up. Or even better, if we do come down from current price levels, right? I do expect a bounce. I want a real, like a proper sweep of the lows here. I would speculate that we are going to get a significant bounce here. I don't care if the price is going to form a lower high here, or it's going to form this kind of scenario that was very similar to December of 2023. I just know that I'm interested in that bounce from this zone. We could obviously take profits from that trade as we're going up a few $1,000s and maintain some of that position open, just to speculate to, that we could be hitting all-time highs. But in the live stream, we're not going to speculate, will this happen or will we form the lower high here and come down? In the stream here, we're going to talk about the levels and where are the opportunity zones, okay? Because, what I am interested is in the latest move from all-time high. We've claimed the low here from last Friday. Friday the 20th, of December. Last Friday was right over here, from the 27th. So the 20th of December, we did claim the low, right? Would this be, we mentioned this on the previous stream, this would be extremely rare that we formed, this was the corrective move, ABC, right? Is this the ABC? And, you know, it's just extremely rare, especially with this wave down, which is very three wavy, very double zigzag, because you kind of have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 waves right over here, which would be a double zigzag, just very similar to this, where you do have 5 waves as well. It would be rare for this to be the end of this being an ABC. It's just, it would be unlikely in my opinion, meaning that any movement up here or here, I do believe that we're gonna, you know, get a significant leg down to get below $92,000 like properly. Get another move down in an ABC here, and then start moving to the upside. At least to sweep up these highs. You know, this is where I'm going to be in doubt. Where, you know, where are we going to form this scenario, right? Or are we going to form a lower high and roll down here, back down to the lows? It doesn't really matter. We need to analyze the chart once we get to this zone, because depending on how we hit this area, we are going to be speculating on either this or either that. These are the most interesting levels. Depending on how we get up there, we will very much recognize the waves that we've formed, if they are going to be corrective or are they looking very impulsive. We're just smashing through the level. There's no reactions. There's no consolidations. We're just moving up very aggressively in the next coming days. Well, eventually then we'll say, okay, you know, this is actually looking, you know, the price action looking very, very powerful here. There's no signs of weakness. Then we could speculate, okay, maybe we are forming this, right? Maybe we are forming this kind of movement that we had in December of 2023. For the moment, we're still far away. We're still far away, right? So we want to go more locally. We're going to go more locally and talk about the most interesting levels that I have here. Not been actively trading throughout, you know, New Year. You know, just had a bit of time off, bit of family, you know, out enjoying Christmas, New Year. It is 2025 right now. Now it is time for trading, guys. Time to get ready for, you know, aggressive trading, but obviously high probability trading setups. So let's focus on lower time frame. Okay, a bit of too much talking here. Unlikely that this is the end of an ABC move and we're going to start moving up to all-time high here. Okay, I don't think this is the highest probability. Highest probability for me is that we are very likely going to be claiming again the lows right over here. Okay, if we start breaking certain levels, if we do manage to get above this high at 96,000, which was yesterday's highs basically, and we move up very aggressively, then I would say that there is a high chance that we get up to this high over here, right? There's a main reason why. What I do see this, what I see this as is, you know, potential first move down, right, from this speculative ABC flat that we mentioned also throughout the last couple of weeks, right? Analyzing very well this momentum and looking for the short on the rejection of this area. Very, very nice ABC flat coming back down to the lows. Regarding this latest move down, I want to go and zoom in throughout the lower time frame, guys, so it's going to be much faster. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame and analyze this latest low that we formed just on Monday, 2 days ago, on the 30th. This movement up, this one and this one. Here's where I want to come to what could be next. What could be next with this move? As we do have a 3-wave move right over here, there's only 2 scenarios. The bullish one, got someone in Discord actually talking about this. Shout out to him. Yeah, what's his name on Discord? Daily Money. talking about this scenario as well, which was the bullish one. Let's talk about the bullish one. From the low created on Monday, if we are speculating on a bullish case scenario, we are talking about a 112. Why a 112? Well, an impulsive move up is right now not on the cards because we do have a lot of overlap with a correction throughout yesterday, right? Early this morning, a lot of we basically overlapped this, so you can't look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 4 overlapping. Another scenario would be an expanding move, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an expanding diagonal. Extremely rare scenario. This has to be one of the last scenarios that you want to take a look at. And then there's the other scenario, which is the bearish one, which you just formed an ABC move up. Okay, you're kind of hitting here from this high that we formed last Thursday to the lows, the 50% Fibonacci, almost golden pocket, which is very, very common for a wave 2 in this case, if you're going to be speculating on this as a wave 2 with this zigzag to get a push to the downside. Now, we really need to focus on the local levels, okay? Local levels, because there are a couple of scenarios on higher time frame, but I think I'm going to try and make it a little bit more simple just by understanding the lows from Monday and the highs from yesterday. You got a low and a high, and you got the bullish case and the bearish case. Bullish case would be the 112. Now, this 112, unlikely. Why is it unlikely? Because of the timing. The timing of this to be a 112 doesn't look correct, right? Why doesn't it look correct? Because if this were to be a 112, this second 1-2 is part of the third wave, right? A third wave where you need 5 waves. And, preferably you want the second 1-2 to be lower, right? Shorter in timing from your first wave 1 and 2, and shorter in price action as well. And you have got the opposite here. It is longer in timing, and it's also longer, all right, on price action from this wave. Okay, so the 112 here is kind of the unlikely scenario for the price of Bitcoin. So I'm leaning more on the possibility, and this is going to get into an interesting zone right now as soon as we claim the highs from yesterday, from early this morning actually, sorry, my bad. I'm looking at this more as an ABC structure. ABC wave right over here, ABC correction. That is what I believe, and eventually the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an expanding move. Extremely unlikely. This is like extremely rare. I wouldn't go with this scenario till we actually, start hitting the highs and say, okay, then this could be an expanding move, and we would be expecting, regardless, a pretty significant correction after hitting the highs here. Maybe SFPing from this level, right? That would be an interesting short if we suddenly pump $3,000 in between today and tomorrow. Then I would have to say, okay, maybe this was a local low. We formed an expanding wave. Without a doubt, SFP, failed auction from a higher time frame, lower high, is the best option. We actually got a failed auction here. Liquidity grab above the highs from last Saturday, right? And that's where we basically got rejected yesterday. Getting above $95,500, a lot of choppiness, roll back down, just sweeping up those highs. So, you would come to that conclusion that if you get above this high, it's the liquidity grab. And if you pump very aggressively like this, which I don't think is going to be the case, just in case we start flying, I would know that this is a rejection point, and I would be interested in shorting it. That's this $97,400 zone, right? $97,500. It's a $3,000 pump. It's not that much. Bitcoin can pump $3,000 easy in a few hours. So, just something to take into consideration if we get some flying price action, which I don't think is the highest probability, okay? It's just something to point out. What if the price just moons and pumps $3,000 out of nowhere in a few hours? Well, we know a rejection zone if it really breaks above this level, which is the highs from yesterday. Even though just breaking above these highs, I would expect also, if we don't reach those highs right over here, that you will get a significant correction, failed auction from the highs of yesterday, regardless. Looking for an expanding move here to get a deep correction after hitting yesterday's highs. That is, if that were to be the case, which I don't think is going to be the case. I am leaning more on the, higher probability scenario, which is actually the price of Bitcoin is very likely going to be forming a lower high in this zone. That's, I'm leaning in that scenario. Why? Because I do see this as a three-wave corrective structure, and that we are very likely going to be forming a lower high. Okay, we're going to be forming here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and start hitting below $91,000 in the next couple of days. Okay, so the question right now, what are the most important levels that we do have here on the chart, right? I really love this level, this movement. This movement is giving me the scenarios that a lower high here could be formed. Now, we want to be very specific on how we're going to trade this, okay? Because the irresponsible trader, or that is already jumping into a short, or actually longing, I don't know, and just doesn't know where, hasn't got a plan. We are here to help create those plans. Sometimes they're gonna, they're gonna come into fruition. Sometimes they won't, guys. This is trading. There's some few days that I don't trade because I have a couple of plans, and the price action doesn't, come to the levels that I want it to go, because I have a plan there, and it just does something different, right? Or it basically rejects before hitting my levels, and it's just a missed trade. But I don't FOMO in. I don't trade because I believe that my levels are not going to be hit. I wait patiently, guys, because regardless, I can get into 2 trades in a week. I can get into 5 trades in a week, depending on, how many different trading plans I have. And this is one of them that I want to share with you right now, where, I do see this local move to the downside. Okay, it's very interesting. It is interesting without a doubt. Something interesting about this movement up is that we did form a 5-wave. Okay, you got double 1, 2, and a 4, 5, 4, 5 over here. Basically a higher time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can see how we kind of moved impulsively here, but I am leaning on this as an ABC, because if not, this would have to be a 1, 2, 1, 2, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an expanding move, which is not the highest probability scenario. So I am looking at this as a finished corrective structure, and that we are going to form a lower high at some point here, right? And this is short term, guys. There were some long scenarios down here, acceptable longs, I have to say. This was a very acceptable long position right there. Aiden in the Legends trading community provided an epic long position here just a few days ago, right? This was on Monday, where we actually got a significant bounce from the, from that zone right over here, and was talking about a really nice long position from that $91,500 as we were getting the consolidation, looking for a significant move up, which was basically right over here. This was on Monday, trading at $91,400. This was the lower time frames. So, actually looking at the small consolidation, giving the exact fib level, the reason why of that long trade. And looking for that significant move up of a couple of $1,000s, really good risk to reward, and that was basically on lower time frames at this zone. I wasn't too in favor myself. I'd rather wait for the recovery above the lows, but overall it was a Fibonacci extension level with 1.618, and it was it was an acceptable trade, as there was very good risk management. Anyway, let's talk about right now. If you want more updates, guys, on the Discord, you got the modules as well to learn how to trade. You know where to find it. It is the first link down below. This will take you to the website. You got the modules, the Discord. You also have the free Discord. There's a lot of active people right there sharing charts, analysis on Bitcoin and different altcoins. You got the free Discord as well, and you got a free trial in the Legend Trading community to see if it is for you. So let's continue here with the scenarios. You know, I'm leaning on this movement down, potentially being the first leg to the downside and then looking for another leg down. Now, the question is this price action to the upside, right? I do think that the price of Bitcoin will very likely form a lower high here, round about the 50% Fibonacci, maybe the golden pocket, maybe the 7/8. It might not even reach this area and create a failed auction from this high right over here, where you're going to get the pop. Now we're very close to that level. I want to see, you know, the price action, any price action in this zone. I'm kind of not interested in speculating on shorting the top level, right? I want to see that rejection from the highs of yesterday, which will bring me the confidence. Okay, this doesn't look like it's going to be impulsive. There is a bearish case that I'm looking at here that I will be explaining right away, looking at this as an ABC flat and then looking for the price to roll back down. And when we take a look at this local price action, if I'm looking at this as an ABC move, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, ABC. This has to be the first initial leg down, right? When we're leaning on a bearish case, we need to know exactly, you know, if I am leaning on the bearish case, I'm not just going to randomly short here, short here, short here, short here, or short here. I need to have a plan. I need to know how I'm going to execute that plan. And we're coming, you know, very, very close to the plan that I'm going to share with you here. I need to have a plan. You know, if I am leaning on the bearish side in this case, we'll talk about the bullish case. We just need to smash through the major resistance levels on the bullish case. But if I'm leaning on the bearish case, you know, you need to know how to execute the plan safely, because I could be completely wrong, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what the price is going to do, but I can, you know, have a few tools and recognize the impulsive moves and the corrective moves. And I am leaning on the side that this has been corrective. We've got a 3-wave move. It is not impulsive because you've had overlap with this correction throughout, you know, yesterday and today. This cannot be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A double 1, 2 would be extremely unlikely just because the timing of the second 1, 2 is much longer than the first wave 1 and 2. So that is an unlikely scenario. And the expanding move is like the last scenario, unless, you know, it could be a possibility, but it's the most rare scenario. So we have to lean, you know, leaning on the bearish case on this bounce, and we're just getting above that high right now. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting right there. I want to see some weakness. This is the moment that I want to see weakness. You know, right now the price has hit the level that I want it to hit. Okay. So now is where I need to remain patient and understand how the price action is going to behave in this zone. How is it going to behave? Are we going to absolutely fly through here and get above $96,000? I don't know. Maybe yes. Will we move up, get a significant rejection beneath the highs of yesterday from early this morning, at 94,200, get a first initial movement to the downside? That will be a sign of weakness. I'm interested in shorting either the big rejection or the bounce to come and back test this level, because I will be leaning on the possibility of this being a flat right over here. Why could this be a flat right there and we're going to get continuation to the downside? Why? Because when we do take a look at the lower time frames here, let me just get this drawing out of the way. When we take a look at the lower time frames here on the chart, what I really like is this 3-wave move and this 3-wave move down. You know, there's more waves here, but there's not a 5-wave, that is for sure. It's very 3-wavy. It's very 3-wavy right there. Regardless, you got micro waves here, but there's not a 5-wave. It's very 3-wavy, right? Movement down, consolidation range, another leg down. So it's a 3-wave move down. This one's a 3-wave move up. So, you know, that's a recipe for a flat scenario, and you're actually getting here multiple 1-2s, 1-2s, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 potentially here. You know, this is like grinding up very nicely. So I need to come to the conclusion that, yeah, the ABC flat here is without a doubt a scenario. Now, what I do like about this is an expanding flat. Possible target zones would be the 1.618, which is where the 50%, slightly above the 50% Fibonacci from the leg down that we had from yesterday's highs to the lows. And these are the lows, you know, we're not counting these lows because this is part of the flat. This is part of the correction. So I'm not getting Fibonacci from the highs here to the lows if I'm speculating on this scenario. So the rejection needs to happen at the 1.618. If it does not happen at the 1.618, then we're probably looking at something different. And we do not need to hit the 1.618. It is just that if we do hit it, I would be looking at a possible rejection at that zone. I mean, we already hit the highs here. This would be an aggressive SFP. But I need to make you understand that there will be time for shorting, okay? There will be time for shorting if this is going to be the case and we're going to roll down to the lows again here. With a high or not, there will be time to jump into a short even though it's late. Just like jumping into a long position, you know, on the movement here that happened the other day, right? From this recovery of the highs, you know, if you didn't jump here, you could have jumped on the next movement right there. This was highly likely that we were going to form a higher low right there, just because you're looking for another wave, regardless if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 1, 2, or an ABC. So this back test was actually a pretty good long position here, based on the break of the structure, the bearish local structure. So if you didn't long here, you could have longed later on here on the back test, stop loss at the lows, looking for the highs as you're looking for a third wave or a C wave. Doesn't matter, you're targeting the highs. So, you know, if we were to reject very aggressively from here, it doesn't matter. I would rather want to see a rejection, right? I want to see the first leg down. I want to see the first break of the local uptrend structure. Once we get that break of the local uptrend structure, I do know that there's high probability that we are going to come back down to the lows. So, I mean, yeah, this was already an acceptable entry, I have to say. We're, you know, managing risk like an absolute sniper. You know, you're looking at something like this, right? That's kind of your stop loss, right? It was an acceptable. You swept up yesterday's highs. And, you know, your stop loss could be extremely small, and you can actually be quite defensive. What can I say? It was an acceptable jump in on a short there, just as we just tested the highs and rejected. Stop loss at the highs. And, but, you know, and you could even put stop loss at break even. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I would rather wait for a little bit of a breakdown of this local structure, because there will be time, you know, once we break down from this uptrend move, unless it's going to be extremely fast, unless it's going to be very fast and you just get a waterfall down. Once we break down from here, I'm very much interested in the bounce, okay? What you want to see on the breakdown is some kind of a bounce. If we break down from this uptrend structure that we formed today, I'm looking for something like this. I'm looking for a 5 waver move down, and I will be looking at this as a flat. We just test those highs from yesterday, from early this morning, or early this morning. It's like a quick aggressive entry point, and just for stop loss you need to be like really in the game right there, lower time frame. But I would rather wait. Okay, I would rather wait for the breakdown, first leg down, because this leg down on the breakdown for me here would be a confirmation, especially if you get a bit of high volume picking up. This will be a confirmation that this will be the first initial wave, before collapsing down in a 345, right? You're looking for kind of this price action to happen. I will be looking to DCA into a short in this zone in between 50% and 7/8 fib from the highs to the low created. Even 382 to 7/8 Fibonacci, kind of this zone. And I'm looking for a big movement down, not only the lows here to be claimed, but actually breaking down quite aggressively and even coming down below 91,300, right? The lows from last Monday. But we want to see that power, right? Shorting right now, you're kind of shorting the uptrend. Yeah, we got a small SFP, unless you've got an epic entry and you can manage risk. I would say I'm going to wait for the first leg down, guys. The first sign of, okay, bears are stepping in. Bears are breaking the uptrend momentum from today with this breakdown, right, of this uptrend. We tested the highs, meaning that the ABC flat already could be in play. You have the lows from Tuesday that have been hit. You got basically the lows of Tuesday. You got the bounce here in a 3-wave move. You got the movement down here in the B wave in a 3-wave move down, claiming the lows of yesterday. And now today you're claiming the highs of early this morning. So ABC flat. This looks very interesting without a doubt. Okay, the most aggressive short could have been taken here already, and stop loss, close to break even or at a minor loss. We're coming up there already. A very aggressive short would be the 1.618 extension on the expanding flat, which is 94,700, right? Give or take, depending on what the exchange is. That's the expanding flat target zone. And if you were to hit that level, say now in the next couple of hours, and this would, if you reject from it, this could be the possible shorting top zone. That is only if you reject from it, okay? Because if you break through it, I'm not interested in the short. I have to say here, if we get above the 1.618 extension, which is kind of the target zone of an expanding flat, I don't want to short the pump, right? I want to short the rejection from the 1.618 and then have stop loss at the high of the rejection. And if that 1.618 is not hit, if it is hit and we blast through, I am not shorting. If the price action gets above successfully and does not reject the 1.618 extension, I am not shorting here. If we do reject, we form that high, I am shorting the rejection and getting into a short, putting stop loss above the high. Looking for the price to roll back down to the lows of today, right? And even $91,000. This is like the ultimate short trade. This would be the ultimate short trade without a doubt. Now, that is one plan right over there. And the more conservative plan would be breaking uptrend, breaking today's uptrend with a significant leg down. So we get that you're just dancing around here. You're dancing, we're trying to catch the top here with local double tops. Then you get the breakdown, quick bounce, and then, maybe an epic one, maybe not. maybe maybe a fast one, maybe a slow one, but regardless, I need this move, right? I need this first sign of strength of the bears for me to be confident. Okay, from the highs created yesterday here, leg down, ABC flat, claim the lows, claim the highs, first initial leg down, this is it, right? This is where the steam starts, right? This is where the bears kick in, and you're looking for that momentum to the downside, you know, in a potentially a pretty aggressive 5-wave move down, not only to claim the lows from early this morning, but I mean, I am looking to hit those lows here from Monday at below 91,300. There's two scenarios here. There's two ways in trading this, right? There's the conservative one, wait for a sign of the strength, a sign of strength of the bears, where you get the initial leg down, because you're very likely going to get continuation down here to sweep up the lows from today and go to lower levels based on the analysis that I said, right? You're looking at this as an ABC move. Unlikely that this move from the lows created on Monday is a double 1-2, and you're going to form a 3-4-5-4-5 in the next 1 to 2 days. Unlikely scenario that you're forming a broadening wedge, expanding diagonal right there. Very unlikely. And the most likely scenario is that you are going to be forming a lower high here somewhere, and that you're going to break down, claim the lows of today, and claim the lows here from last Monday. Now the execution is where it gets a little bit complex, right? Because remaining patient to see a sign of weakness, or realizing what you want to see, right? That on the charts you need to see something that makes you right. This is pretty clear now, and I want to take the execution of that trade, right? Because what most of the people struggle with is the execution and where to put stop loss, right? And their risk management, right? How much am I risking here? How much am I adding? Where am I putting stops? Should I just add? It's all these questions that you should not be asking yourself when you are trading. And I want to trade, guys. I've been a few days without trading, and I'm looking for a trading setup, but I need to remain patient. So I'm just sharing a little bit of my plan here, and just waiting for the perfect opportunity. And something's gonna happen, right? So if I'm interested in this low to be taken in the next 1 to 2 days, it might blast off and come and hit the highs, guys. I'm not, this is the thing. This is why we need to create a plan, just in case I'm wrong. I don't want to be shorting the market here and adding to the position, and price just exploding above $96,000, and I'll be like, I'll be getting wrecked. I'm not going to trade like that. So I need two setups of the plan, right? And if this is going to come to fruition, this ABC flat, there's you had the potential of shorting right there, the SFP, I have to say, to give you a great entry. I don't mind entering a little late here on the confirmation. We're very much uptrending, so I'm going to wait for two scenarios right now. If you did not manage to enter the SFP here with a very small stop loss, I have to say the projection is massive. From this short, this projection is absolutely massive. If you were to get into that short, you're targeting the lows here at a bare minimum, and even this. Have to say, it's like you don't need to go crazy here and risk the house, right? You don't need to burn your account with this stop loss. This is an extremely minor stop loss if you did manage to short the SFP from this morning's highs. So yeah, if we do break down, I don't mind entering a little late, okay? I don't mind entering a little late. You can be very defensive with this stop loss right now, but I don't mind entering with the sign of strength of the bears. So It doesn't really matter, right? We've hit this scenario. I've been waiting throughout throughout the last few hours to this high to be hit. Now it is hit. Perfect. Now I have the ABC scenario that is very much possible, flat. So the moment that I see a first leg down with some volume breaking the local uptrend structure, I know that bears are coming out to play, and that it is very, very likely that the bears are going to push the price down, not only to today's lows, but even to the lows here from Monday, right? Starting to get down below 92 and even $91,000. So I don't mind entering a little late, but it will be a confirmation. The thing about entering late on this ABC flat is you're entering into a confirmation. This confirmation will get some kind of bounce at some point, regardless, right? If it's quick or not on the lower time frame. So this is like the kind of must scenario if you did not enter a short position in this on the rejection, right, from here. I would rather see the breakdown of the uptrend that we formed throughout today, get the movement down, and look for that bounce up to the 50% to the 7/8 Fibonacci, regardless of where the low is. It doesn't matter. We're going to recognize that bounce. It will be relatively fast. It will be choppy. That is if you did not short the 94,300 range SFP from early this morning's high. Sorry. This would be the swing short zone. Day trade swing short zone. Get the first initial sign of weakness, which is the breakdown of this local uptrend, and enter the golden the 50% to the 7/8 Fibonacci, right? This box here that I did put on the chart. This would be like the entry zone for the people that did not manage to enter that short exactly at these highs. I wouldn't want to short here at support of the uptrend, right? This is the thing. This is when, if I didn't get into this SFP, I'm not going to jump into a short where we currently at. And there's a simple reason why. Well, you can see what's been happening today, right? There's a simple reason why I would not short where we at right now, unless you have shorted there, because we are uptrending throughout today. We could have another leg up here and then break down. This is not a level to short. So the shorting scenario here is either break down from this uptrend, and the first initial bounce is going to be your level to short. You're looking for a lower high, and then wave 3, 4, 5, right? You're going to much lower levels. And the 50% to the 7/8 is going to be your shorting zone, and your stop loss is going to be the highs. Regardless, the risk to reward is still massive, right? The risk to reward is still good. If I did not short the SFP from this morning's highs at 94,300, and I'm entering in between 50% and 7/8 zone on the first bounce of the breakdown, the risk to reward is still pretty interesting for your TP1, and your TP2 is basically taking out Monday's low. So regardless, it's still a good short if you didn't get the perfect entry, right? Which is basically the SFP from the highs here. But we're gonna see, it will be the first initial sign of weakness, right? If we do get this now in the next coming minutes, it's going to be, okay, guys, it's going to be looking pretty good. I'm waiting patiently for that bounce, at least to the 50% Fibonacci. That's when I will start entering here with a 1% potential risk capital with my stop loss. If I do get stopped out, that's a 1% loss. You need to do a brief calculation on that. And that might add to 2% if we do hit the golden pocket zone, looking for that next third wave down. So let's see if we do get that leg down. It does look like we are gonna do so throughout the next coming minutes. If we do bounce from support on this uptrend structure, the expanding flat target zone, right? If just, I'm going to imagine that we're going to bounce here, right? This was not the, I mean, for a flat, we just need to take out the highs of the A wave. And if it's a running flat, you don't, but overall the highs have been hit. If we were to manage to bounce here, another good zone to aggressively short is the 1.618 extension, which I would be waiting patiently for if we do so. If we get the bounce, the 94,700 could be the short, but not as in a limit level and stop loss here, or no stop loss and I go and take a hike and come back in a few hours and then, you know, price action is trading here and you're like, no. This is to set the alert, right? If you want to take a walk or a hike or have a beer somewhere, this is the zone where you want to see the rejection. You want to see price action getting above it, back below it. So you want that execution. That could be the perfect entry. It could be the perfect entry of the flat to then look for a movement down here. So I mean, that's two scenarios that I'm looking at here, both bearish. If we were to smash through the highs, there's just no short to be taken. You're not adding to the short. You're not, you know, if you entered the SFP, you're getting stopped out close to break even. If you don't reject from the 1.618 extension of the flat, if you do not reject from it as you hit it, there's no short to be taken. I don't have a plan here in this zone. I don't have a plan. I would say, okay, we're probably going to hit these highs. So I will be in no trade. Or you get the breakdown and I'm happy to speculate on the finish of the ABC flat just right over here, the last 30 minutes, and that you already started your initial wave down if that volume is significantly higher than the rest of today's volume, right? If we do get a little spike in volume on this first breakdown, then I know that we're probably initiating the downtrend continuation that we formed throughout the last few days. Anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. Yeah, there's not really much more to talk about local. It's like the local setups. This is like very, very local setups. I am personally not interested in a long position anywhere in this area. So if we do break down, I'm very much aware of the bearish case, guys. I'm personally not interested in any longs anywhere here. So I would be interested in a long position. That would be more as a swing trade. Only if we claim the lows of Monday and in a kind of an SFP matter, right? So failed auction, failed breakout, whatever you want to call it, right? Just a recovery from the lows of last Monday would be the only long trade that I would be interested in at the moment. In between 91,200 and current price levels, I am personally not interested in a long, to be honest. Not interested here, guys. I don't see. The only bullish case scenario that I see is that, you know, that this is going to be an expanding move, and I'd have to say I missed the long. And a 112 is extremely unlikely. So it's just I don't want to take the risk. I don't know where to put stop loss. I don't see the projection. I'm not interested in a long anyway in this zone. Not interested. The only long that I would be interested in is a swing long that could take a few days to recover, and that is if we let me go to lower time frame here. If we sweep out up the low from Monday, which is at 91,260, depending on what exchange you're looking at, we do have a daily level from yesterday's close. Okay, there's some levels here. There's some interesting levels. There's that daily level here. which could get a small little bounce. Could get a small bounce. I wouldn't count on a massive bounce though. We got a new daily level here, which is from yesterday's open, and we have new monthly levels. Well, previous month levels, previous week levels, previous week low. Yeah, not going to take these into consideration, to be honest. Now, let's go back to the lower time frames 1 second. Sheesh. I'm not interested in a long. Not interested in a long. Not interested in a long. I mean, we could ever so slightly get a reaction bounce here from that daily level and today's lows. It's just so close to the daily. I wouldn't expect a big bounce. Maybe a few $100s. It's going to be like a very aggressive scalp if you get into that, especially if the price action is falling down from here or from here. If the price moves down to today's lows, poof, it could be a quick SFP, a quick reaction at the daily, but I wouldn't count on a massive move. I would count on a small little bounce of a few $100s, potentially to the VWAP. You know, I wouldn't count on a big massive bounce, as in a few $1,000s, maybe a few hundred. It is a possible long, but I would, you know, the moment you make a 2-to-1 risk reward on that, I would get out, because I am leaning on the bearish side. I am leaning more bearish on lower time frame. I think it's risky. I think there is risk on the longs here. So yeah, this would be only a scalp. Get in, get out. Make a 2-to-1. If you make a 3-to-1, happy days. Get in, get out. Reaction at the daily. But that's about it. It's not a level that I would say this is the level where we're going to bounce and, you know, a few $1,000s. So the more interesting higher time frame long position that I would be interested in, where I do see a movement of, you know, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 possibly, or even almost $10,000, is a sweep of the lows of last Monday, potentially hit the daily that we do have at 89,900, but overall look for the recovery in this area. So this is not the long in zone where I've got the box. Okay, the long in zone is recovering from the low of last Monday, or recovering from the daily. Any price action that is beneath those levels, I'm not interested. So I'm not interested in longing the price of Bitcoin if we beneath this low. This is why we put the red boxes, right? You could have longed here, but not beneath the low. You longed here. I mean, we did get a move of a couple of $1,000s up after the recovery, stop loss beneath the low. So the same applies to this scenario, and I would explain with the technicals why we could get a bounce from there, and it all has to do with this move, this move, this move, this move, and this move. We got a bit of a contracting move right over here, and you know, 3 peaks, which has given us 5 waves. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit of a descending wedgie structure, right? And this is a great long in zone, right? Either $90,000 above the daily. So there's 2 plans here in the case of the long, okay? And we just need to wait for those levels to be hit and wait for the price action that we want, which is basically get beneath this low. Beneath this low, I'm not interested in the long. But as soon as the price action gets back above that level, I will speculate on that low, wick liquidity grab to put stop loss beneath the low and look for the long entry after we've swept that low. And this, you know, it might take a couple of days to get down there. It might be tonight. It might be in 2 days. I don't know. But, you know, if it does happen and we recover, that's when I'm longing if I am awake. And I would be looking at this as, you know, as a possible contracting move down and an A wave, and then we're going to get a B wave here, and yeah, that would make more sense. And then we get another leg down here throughout the next coming weeks. Claim the highs, but I mean, it's a long to this level, regardless if we do form that bars pattern or not. Right? Which it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're long into the highs here, right? Whether we form a lower high or continue to all-time highs, this long below $91,000 and $90,000 range, the target zone is here. Basically, sweep of this high, these highs. That's going to be the target zone for me. $99,000 plus. I mean, it is a move of over $8,000 or so. So how can we execute this with good risk management, right? What do I need to see on the chart to take that execution, right? If we were to be forming, you know, because we got two peaks at the moment here. We got two peaks, one here and one here. So you would be forming one more, which you can count. You can count a 5-wave move here now if you form one more peak down. Which, I mean, I kind of expect this to happen. You know, this is also a high probability scenario that I do see happening, unless we break down very aggressively, because the worst case scenario is we move down here in an A wave and we form the ABC flat, and now we are forming the first initial wave, the 2 and the 3, 4, 5, right? And we're going to get a much aggressive drop down to $86,000, $85,000 in the next coming days, and we don't get any reaction from this zone. So, I mean, this is why we need to be very, very careful here with these levels, right? We need to long based on what we get on the price action. And what we need to see, so we manage risk here, is the price action getting above this low, no matter how big the wick is. Even though if it's $500 or $600, we need that movement back above this level to then speculate on the long, to then look for, you know, basically this kind of price action. And just so you get the risk to reward scenario, you know, you're looking at something like this, and it's a swing trade. This will take several days to develop, but I'm not longing the low, right? I don't know. I'm not longing beneath this low unless the price breaks down, hits the daily, and recovers from the daily. And as we recover from the daily, then I'm kind of applying the same thing, where I'm not longing the low, I'm longing the recovery above the daily and putting stop loss beneath the low. And you know, this would be a pretty epic projection. It's going to take several days to develop, but still counting the possibility of that contracting move right there, to get a 5-wave move down, completion, and then get the leg up here very aggressively to, you know, possibly $100,000 plus. It's a setup. I know the levels. I realize the waves and the projection. What is very interesting about this scenario is we've moved down here in a double zigzag. We mentioned this throughout, you know, a couple of weeks back. What I do like about this move here also is another zigzag or a flat, right? You can count it as a flat as well, because you hit the 0.9 Fibonacci from this movement up. What we do have here as well is a double zigzag. We like it or not, because there's it's kind of 7 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, zigzag, another lower time frame zigzag here, and then 1, 2, 3, zigzag here again. And what we had here throughout the last couple of days, the 30th and the 31st yesterday, is another 3-wave move up. So you've got another zigzag right there. So the possibility of a zigzag here in between today and tomorrow and Friday, possibly, right? Get another leg move down here. You got 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And then a bounce. And then, you know, I'm looking at these are the levels, legends. It's a swing trade scenario, so doesn't matter which one gets the reaction. I know where to enter, I know where to put stop loss, I know where I am projecting, and this could be a few days of a trade. It's more of a swing trade setup. Legends, remember, if you are interested in trading Bitcoin, I have the best platforms in the description, guys. One of them is 𝗬𝗄𝗃. You do have 𝗬𝗃, a great bonus. You just need an email and a password to sign up. 𝗬𝗃 and Bluffing are great alternatives to Bybit. I mean, Bybit for me is my favorite. Been trading on Bybit for a long time. And you do get an exclusive bonus for 𝗬𝗃 and for Bluffing, guys. You just need an email and a password. You can trade anywhere in the world, basically. So make sure to check out those bonuses down below, guys, for 𝗬𝗃 or for Bluffing. Great way to trade if you don't want to give more information, right, to the exchanges. Check them out right away. I think it's time right now. We've talked about Bitcoin. It's been over an hour, but it's been in detail, different scenarios. It's been a bit boring throughout Christmas and the last few days. I mean, bit of volatility up and down, but very, very rangy. Just a couple of $1,000 moves, right? 2,000-3,000, right, throughout the last week or so. So there hasn't been any big major movements. A little bit boring, slightly downtrending. We're going to start seeing some moves, guys. This is why we're going to be live every single day now. And we need to look for the levels, look for the setups. The explanation on the local setups have been given. And the best trading zone, in my opinion, for a long would be sweeping up the low. If there's no reaction, then we are looking for a larger breakdown. And if we do get a larger breakdown, I'm interested in 85,400 recovery. This is the ultimate long swing long zone. If we do get down there, we suddenly collapse, you know, a few $1,000s down to 85K. I'm long in that level, okay, if we get the reaction. All right, I'm looking for that sweep of those lows. That's a higher time frame, you know, possibility, right? I will be not adding to the position if we don't get any reaction at this zones, guys. There's no longs to be taken for me unless we recover above them. If we break down, I'm looking at this low right over here. This is an epic level that I will be paying attention to, the 85,400, for that kind of liquidity grab above, you know, below, sorry, the first higher low of this major pump that we had in November. We got a big pump and the first higher low is right over here, and it's kind of a classic level to sweep and then get the bounce, okay? I've seen it before. I've seen it before. Matter of fact, that price action that we did form back in December of 2023, a bit more aggressive, but you would arguably discuss that this was the first higher low, after a major pump, right? You got this consolidation here, uptrend, big pump, first higher low from this price action. It's basically down. It was basically this one. So yeah. Anyway, let's go right away through the comment section now. Yes, guys, sorry. It does take time, over an hour on the different trading setups and scenarios. Let's go right away and take a look at altcoins. Okay, comment section and altcoins. Right, let's take a look at the comment section. Sorry, guys, for being so long today, but it's important to understand what could happen to Bitcoin. And I have to say, I am leaning a little bit bearish on the lower time frames, okay? We are downtrending. I don't think we are finished with the downtrend, but I am higher time frame bullish. I do think in the next coming months, we are going to be hitting all-time high, right? Give or take months, maybe weeks. Okay, so Boomer Bro forgot. He said he's got to go. Okay, let's go right away through. Daniel Singleton, my man, how are you? Quickly going through the comment section. I got a super chat already from Jimbo. Much love to you, brother. Let's go and continue through comment section. My goodness, that Bitcoin analysis was long, guys. Oh my goodness, but it was almost an hour. That's crazy. All over an hour. I don't know, guys. Let's smash up that like button. Let me just confirm, and then I'll go through the super chat here from Jimbo Con. GPU, please, sir. Node AI. We can take a look at GPU right away for you, my brother. GPU. Let me just confirm for Jimbo. We'll be taking a look at GPU, Node AI. Let's take a look at that one right away on the charts, and we're going to take a look at some altcoins as well. And yeah, CVD divergence. We haven't taken a look at CVD or Delta, guys. And, just looking at the general analysis of the waves. Yeah, no need. We know the levels. We know the waves. Nothing much more to take a look at. I'm going to be taking a look at GPU for my man here, Jimbo. But I need to check how many likes we do have, guys. And oh my goodness, over 800 people watching. I need that like button, legends, to get over 400 in the next coming seconds. And then after this crypto, I'll be taking a look at more comment section, and we're doing some quick analysis on the highest probability scenarios on your favorite cryptocurrency. I hope I can look at least 5 or 6 altcoins from the community, guys. So make sure to start dropping your altcoins right away in the comment section, because we'll be analyzing the higher time frame projections, right? We ain't going to look at scalping levels like we do for Bitcoin, okay? Maybe day trading, swing trading scenarios on some altcoins, but looking at the overall projection for the next coming months, the bearish case, bullish case. So make sure to drop off your altcoins. 𝗓𝗨 Network. We got 𝗓𝗨 Network in the comment section. Let's get to over 450 legends. Let me just get a quick drink of water, and I'm back in no time. Okay, we're going to do this one first of all, which is Node AI, which is looking very, very nice, consolidating here at the highs formed in August. We're going to be looking here at the lows, the highs, and analyze the situation. Let's smash up the like button. Happy New Year, everybody. Much love to you. JG, how are you doing? What about my super chat? Where's your super chat? Oh my goodness. Make sure. What about my super chat? JG, I cannot find it. Yeah, sorry about that. I was focused on Bitcoin, but let me know your crypto right away. JG, not to worry. I'll get it up after this one, okay? Let me know what's your super chat in the comment. I'll take a look at it right away. As we are getting that like button to all-time highs, legends. As we are getting that like button to 450. JG, we are taking a look at this one right away. Let's take a look at your altcoin. JG wants DF token. DF token. Let's get this one ready. DF token. DF token. Is it this one? D-Force. It has to be this one. DF. It has to be this one, right? DF. Happy New Year. Quick question. Ux link. Will it bounce? We can take a look at that one right away. Thanks for the super chat, my man. All right. It is this one. D-Force. All right. Let's take a look at. We're going to get them ready, guys, because it looks like that the super chats have been piling up here. A couple of them. This one's getting some volatile moves up. This one's doing relatively good. D-Force. Whew, very volatile. It looks like this one could be, yeah, a low cap coin, 88 million. It does have some volatility. Let me get this one here for 𝗬𝗂𝗄𝗎. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if I did pronounce that. UX link. UX link right away. Take a look at this one and analyze a little bit the woo. This one absolutely rocket the last few weeks. My goodness, what happened to this? Big pump and dump though, very volatile. I have no idea what happened to this one. Okay, I'm just getting the cryptos ready, and we can just chart them very, very quickly. This is a mid-low cap. Yeah, we'll take a look at this one. on the chart mainly. But wow, whew. Yeah, really not much to say over this. Let's take a look at this one first of all. GPU, US dollar. This was the first super chat, if I'm not mistaken. I like this consolidation that we are getting here in this zone. I am, you know, it looks pretty good. Uptrending here for the moment. Downtrending on the higher time frame without a doubt. Okay, so it's kind of getting squeezed up here. It is getting squeezed. I need to take a look at the waves since the launch, if I'm not mistaken here. Let's take a look at this one. The launch, this one probably launched this in 2024. Yes, in AI, it launched on the hype. So we got the first initial wave here on this one. Let me double check if we do have another chart here. BitGet potentially. Yeah, let me just quickly get this one here, because GPU, we need a chart where we can see. Yeah, there we go. We got this one right over here. There we go. This is a low mid cap coin. Pooh, Node AI. Let me just double check here with this one. Yeah, you got the first big major leg up here with the AI hype back in February, right? March. Big corrective move. We're already getting the breakout of the structure. So this is your bottom of the correction right there. For this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, you either got two options here. It overall looks good. It looks good. This was the launch major pump hype in February, March, April. Big, large correction. You got the first initial waves, all right? And in this first initial waves, there's two scenarios that I do see here, mainly for this one, Node AI. There's the double 1, 2 right there, or there is the expanding move, right? The expanding move here would be forming another leg to the upside, just slightly getting above the highs and then correcting aggressively in the next coming months. Or the double 1, 2 would be an extreme bullish case where you're going to form a third wave. This is the low from the correction, right after the launch. The low right over here formed in July at 36 cents, right, on average. You got first leg up here, retracing to the 7.8 Fibonacci, very common. Even the 0.88 common zone for a wave 2, very aggressive correction. And now you got this one right over here, which is already going to golden pocket. This should be the zone that actually maintains, right? Already hit golden pocket. That's where it's reacting. This is like the overall zone that needs to hold, which is holding so far so good. If you're speculating on the bullish case, which, you know, we should be speculating on the bullish case, guys. We're very much in a bull market, even though it doesn't look like it. That this corrective move that we've had throughout the last few weeks is coming to an end, right? Even though you might think this is dead, you know that a corrective move is coming to an end, regardless if it's going to be a few weeks more. It's coming to an end, and you're looking for another leg up to hit the highs. So on the bullish case, you either got a double 1, 2, which is the most bullish case scenario. You're going to bottom out here and absolutely explode in the coming weeks. Or you're going to be forming the expanding move, right? Which is not too bullish short term. And you're going to hit the highs and reject very aggressively after getting above those highs. Regardless, this is your target zone. It's only a 2x from current price levels. But hey, a 2x is a good return, right? So this is the zone that should be maintaining, right, in between the 115 and the 85 cent zone regarding an accumulation. Now, taking a look at, you know, this one is available on 𝗬𝗫, guys. 𝗬𝗫 is a great platform. You do get a great bonus on 𝗬𝗫. It has the lowest fees currently. So check out 𝗬𝗫 as well. 𝗬𝗫, great bonus down below. If you cannot trade on 𝗬𝗫, you know, you got great alternatives, which is weeks or bluffing, guys. You just need an email and a password to trade on Weeks or bluffing, guys. Check them out right away. Great platforms. That is what I do see here, right? It does look pretty damn good. ICP, I need ICP to pump. I hold a bunch of ICP and it's at break-even levels. I bought ICP at $9-10. I'm looking at it here throughout the last few days. I do think ICP will not successfully break down the $9 range. You know, I'm really expecting. We can take a look at ICP later on, but regardless if it does, I'm holding it on spot, so it doesn't matter. I'm happy to ride it down to $7 if it does do that, which I don't think is going to be the case, but it could based on Bitcoin, right? Because I'm looking at Bitcoin to go to lower levels, so we could get a little shakeout on the altcoins. Don't get shaked out, guys, on the movements down. 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗏, about 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗏, nice volatility, nice uptrend here that we've had throughout November. In December, very volatile, wicks up and down, up and down. It does look quite strong. I have no idea what this one is. 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗏, low cap coin. I want to take a look at the coins that you suggest, guys, just to see. Permission liquidity network built for Web3. I want to take a look at the cryptos that you mentioned later on the stream in my spare time. But regarding the chart analysis, my goodness, this was such a good obvious accumulation area just a couple of months ago. These are the zones that we love, right? Back to the bear market lows. Bear market lows is your accumulation area. My goodness, this was absolutely epic zone to accumulate. Now breaking out from this, you know, basically bear market downtrend. Very explosive. Could we get, wow, it's just very volatile, very volatile to do some technical analysis from this corrective move. Multiple 1 2s, 1 2 3 4 5. I wouldn't be too interested in this one, even though you could pump higher. This could go crazy. It's not a zone that I would buy or leverage trade based on the volatility as well of this crypto. This is like dangerous to trade. But yeah, not too interested in analyzing this cryptocurrency, to be honest. It's too volatile for trading, in my opinion. Very risky. But regarding accumulation, still, I would not be interested in buying here. Eventually, I would have tried to buy here, or the first initial areas here before breaking out. You know, even though we go higher, this is not a coin that I would be interested in buying. About UX-Link here, somebody asking as well for UX-Link on a super chat. My goodness, I don't know what happened to this one here in December, but it went through the roof, making over a 6x just in December. 7x. Big wick up here, big movement down, big correction. Oof. This is the risk of FOMOing in here, guys. You know, we would have to see a nice round formation on this correction. I mean, there's just really no analysis to provide on these big volatile altcoins, low mid cap coins that are just very volatile. There's really no proper projections analysis that we could do, because it's just a hyped up coin, lots of selling pressure, could be manipulated. You know, this is the risk. You might only have 4 or 5 wallets that are holding this crypto. Big whales basically that can manipulate the price. So I would wait for a selling pressure exhaustion on this, to be honest. This is like, you know, could it bottom here? Regarding Fibonacci and what wave we are in right now, it's just yeah, this is unless this starts wedging and starts forming sideways more momentum, I could say, okay, this looks pretty damn good to get in here, right? This is, you know, this is the kind of price action that I want to see, right? A bit of a wedgy move, sideways momentum, and say, okay, we're downtrending, but we're going pretty sideways, and this is ready to pop. Now it's just coming down very aggressively throughout the last few days. We need a bottom formation. We need the selling pressure to get exhausted in the case of this one. There's no proper analysis that I can do on this. Just big, the super cluster. Okay. Aditya, my man. Andy, sorry to bother you. There was 2 super chats. Also usual. Usual, is that an altcoin? Usual US dollar. No worry, man. No worries, my man. Okay, let's take a look at this one for JG. Usual US dollar. I'm going to try and go through, have a look at Say Andy. Okay, we'll take a look at Say right away. Grant Samson. Okay, I'm trying to, I need to take a look at the super chats, legends. Okay, and yeah, there's another super chat here on usual US dollar. Usual US dollar, or oh no, okay, this is a stable coin. I guess it's this one. Usual US dollar is a stable coin, so there's no analysis to do on that one. This is a mid cap, almost $500 million. Usual money, interesting. On the Ethereum network, we are bigger than BlackRock. Together, we are bigger than BlackRock. Okay, we'll take a look at this in my spare time, but for the moment, it kind of just launched last month. It's available here on multiple exchanges. Let's just quickly take a look. There's not much to analyze on this. It launched and now it's dumping. So about the tokens, only 10%, just over 10% of the max supply is in circulation. This might have massive unlocks in 2025. I have no idea of the project, but overall, with so very small of the tokens in circulation, I have no idea what this is, but we don't have too much chart here to analyze on this one. Big major rally, big uptrend. From the lows, so it launched, it went back beneath the lows, consolidated, it started pumping here very aggressively in November. I mean, it did get a significant rally, making over a 5x here, 6x. I like this kind of zigzag move. I would be paying attention to this descending trend. We could be having a classic zigzag. We are consolidating here, just not for long, just throughout the last 2 days. Currently at the 7-8 extension, 1-to-1 would be ideal. We are currently maintaining this resistance as support. I would remain a little bit patient on this one. I would remain a little bit patient on this one. From the lows here to the highs, we at 50% Fibonacci basically. What is a good level from the lows here of November to the all-time highs of December on this one? Usual, the name is of the crypto. The 1-to-1 extension of this move is exactly where we have the golden pocket from the lows to the highs. So this could be the zigzag, and this could be where it bottoms out if we get another leg down. 70 cents to 75 cents, the golden pocket with the 1-to-1 extension. That would be an aggressive long or an aggressive accumulation level. Or you wait for the breakout of the trend, the first initial leg up, or a sideways consolidation for at least another week or so. If we consolidate here sideways for another week, it could be looking very bullish that the selling pressure got exhausted and we're ready for the reversal. Give it a bit of time. We've only been dropping down here the last few days. If it does consolidate, then it looks good. Or we look for the breakout of the trend, nice initial pump, and then we could be looking for a new start of an uptrend here. We need to remain a little bit patient. Still dropping here the last few days. No selling pressure exhaustion. Just remaining patient. Do you review meme coins? Interested in hedge? Let's take a look at that right away. Why not? Then we'll be taking a look at, say, my man, 𝗬𝗵𝘴𝗫, make crypto great again 2025. Looks like the like button has a hangover. Yes, it does. Like button is very bearish, guys. Let's get to 500 likes right away. We're just flip-flopping into some altcoins from the community beyond the super cluster. Super chat want EOS analysis. Okay, I'll take a look at EOS as well, my man. 𝗬𝗫, thank you very much for letting me know. We're taking a look here at some altcoins as well. Let's get to 500 likes, guys. Let's, push the like button. People are getting boring right now. If you want to take a look at the Bitcoin technical analysis, it is the first hour of the stream. We analyze here very carefully what are the highest scenarios and possibilities on Bitcoin. Looking also at some day trading scenarios, also swing trading. Guys, it's in the first hour of the stream. I know a lot of people are bored for altcoins. We just do general analysis on altcoins, okay? Because if not, it's going to take another hour just to do some proper analysis. But let's take a look at some. We got 𝗬𝗎 as well. 𝗬𝗎 for somebody that did a super chat. And we also have from Jordan, we have hedge. 𝗬𝗎 is a pretty interesting gaming project. 𝗬𝗎, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, regarding, I actually like this chart a lot. I actually like this chart a lot on 𝗬𝗎. 𝗬𝗎 was an incredible performer on the previous bull run. Not too well in this bull run. The previous bull run was good. This bull run, it's kind of still almost getting to the bear market lows. My goodness. Very, very poor performer without a doubt, but I have to say it did get the first leg up after this major large consolidation. Let's take a look at this one also for the super chat here. Hedge, which is a meme coin, hedge, which can be traded on 𝗬𝗫. I mean, yeah, these cryptos, these meme coins that I've launched just a few months ago, there's really not much to do analysis, okay? Stay cautious with these. 20 million, it's a low cap coin. It did get a nice pump in November. It is a meme coin on the Solana blockchain, available on different exchanges. It is on 𝗬𝗫. Remember, guys, you got a great bonus on 𝗬𝗫 with the link down below, okay? Check it out. If you cannot trade on 𝗬𝗫, you can trade on Weeks or Bluffin. Great alternative. You got an email and a password, and you're signing up in minutes, guys. You can trade anywhere in the world, basically, on Weeks or on Bluffin. Bluffin currently holds the biggest bonus with the sign up link, okay, in the description. So going here with hedge, massive pump here throughout November. Nice pump, big corrective move. Yeah, we haven't got much price action to analyze here, right? We haven't got much price action. Let's see the Fibonacci retracement from the latest pump of November to December. Golden pocket trying to hold. I'm not looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4. We already hit the golden pocket, which is invalidating the possibility of an impulse fourth wave. We want the fourth wave to bottom out at the 382.50% zone. That has not been the case for this one. It's very difficult with the analysis on altcoins. Big pump, big dump, but we are starting to see some sideways momentum ever so slightly throughout the last couple of weeks here. So we could be very much close to bottoming out. Maybe a retest of the lows here, and then an SFP, and then we start recovering. Overall, we do have the resistance support flip. It does look pretty good because the last few weeks it's slowing down, right? As we slowing down, it's where we get it gets interesting for the breakout. So it could be getting close to an accumulation zone, guys, of DCA, right? Or the hedge. Be careful with meme coins. Extremely volatile. A little bit of sideways momentum would be absolutely golden. Just realizing that the selling pressure is exhausted. That is our buying zone when we get exhaustion, guys. Right? Keeping it simple. So yeah, this could be interesting at this zone. Let's take a look at 𝗬𝗎. 𝗬𝗎 got a beautiful wedgie structure throughout, July to November. I mean, I really like this pullback. It's just a general big pullback in the bull run. In the bull run, it doesn't look like a bull run, right? Because this is, one of those altcoins that looks very, very bad. But we have to give it a chance. We have to give it a chance here. We have to give it a chance for a possible double 1-2. Okay, we cannot break down beneath the low here again. I mean, this would be your stop loss zone if you're swing trading this, but we have to give this long consolidation breakout back down here to retest the lower high resistance, right, into support. A bit of a wedgie move here. And you know, I would consider this as a double 1-2. Doesn't look too great, but it is consolidating right now at this zone, so it does look pretty interesting here. The last few weeks we've been consolidating quite nicely after this 3-wave corrective structure. I mean, yeah, this could be the DCAing zone. You don't want to buy something that's pumping or very volatile to the downside. Once you start going sideways, which is the case here for the last few weeks on UOS, you know, it looks an interesting zone. You know, worst case scenario, you test the lows and then you start recovering. But overall, I'm looking for a higher low on this one. You know, it will have its moment, in my opinion. So UOS looking quite interesting in this area. Let's go quickly. 𝗬𝗨 network, we got 𝗖 as well. Yeah, 𝗬𝗨 network got an interesting rejection, which was pretty obvious it was going to happen, guys. I did take 50%, just ever so slightly above 50, about 55% of what I bought at the 10-11 cent level, guys. You know, I made over 50k on this one, because, you know, I invested about $25,000 at the 10-11 cent zone, and my goodness, we're waiting patiently. We got the pullback. This was one of the favorites, right, from the last, you know, few months, even couple of weeks on the pullback. Stay focused, guys. This one should bounce very aggressively here, looking for the March highs to be taken in the coming weeks at some point, right? And it happened, right, late December. I'm very happy with this one, at least, right? We get a couple of altcoins, PRQ as well, giving the gains that we want and having a moon bag, right? There's nothing better in a crypto bull run than actually buying at the lows, guys. And it was so simple to understand. This was such a solid crypto to buy in. It's so easy to understand that if you're buying here in this zone, it doesn't matter, guys, 9 cents, 10 cents, 12 cents, it doesn't matter, that if you're buying in this area, you are buying very close to the lows, right? Regardless if the price is going to get another 5-10% against you. If you're buying here and we're targeting the highs, we get out. I mean, this was the general plan, right? For also many other cryptos such as ICP, Cardano, that haven't hit the March highs. I'm just waiting for the March highs to, you know, take out my initial investment with some profits and just leave a moon bag. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. We are, you know, in a safe position here. So, you know, if you bought here, you took 50% out here on the highs as you're breaking the highs, you need to take profit, because, I mean, this might do this, right? It might do this. I don't think so, but maybe it does. For the moment, it's getting an aggressive correction over, you know, almost 50% from the highs here, 40% correction. This is expected for these mid-cap, low-cap coins. So we need that strategy, and the strategy was to buy at rock bottom levels. Just remain patient. Target the highs. It's really difficult to analyze this. You know, this is a mid-low cap coin. I think it's about 300 million market cap now. When we talked about it, it was just under 100 million last few months, which are the ones that you're looking for a 3, 4, 5x, right? Realistically, when you're talking about high cap coins, you know, very hard to look for a 10x, or, you know, just because you need a lot of liquidity. Regarding the analysis on this one, you know, could it chop and dance around here at the highs, just get a bit of volatility at this zone and consolidate? If we do consolidate, I would be expecting this to be the low. But yeah, I have to say that this is the third wave, right? You got a 1-2, 1-2 right there, bam, third wave here. You're possibly in the fourth wave, 4-5, 4-5. You're gonna get this one maybe hitting $1, you know, at least 70, 80 cents in the next coming months. This is looking at the daily. You know, I have to come to the conclusion that this was a double 1-2, and this is the third wave. And in this third wave, you don't want to really break down successfully the 50% and not hit the golden pocket, which is at 30 cents. So I don't want 𝗬𝗨 network to hit 29, 27 cents, because this would invalidate the 4-5 scenario, right? This has to be the third wave. It's the most explosive. And from the lows, this has to be a 1-2, 1-2. There's just no other way in counting this. Third wave, we're looking at the fourth wave. So we are looking at this 35, 34 cent zone to actually, you know, create that range, right? Once we form this range on 𝗬𝗨 network at, you know, give or take 33, 35, 36 cents in this zone for the next coming days, then we could really speculate that this is going to bottom out. And I mean, I bought this one on spot, so I mean, I'm happy to hold on any volatility. But if this does maintain here in this zone for the next coming days, there could be a pretty nice swing long position, and this one can be traded on Bybit. You can trade 𝗬𝗨 network on Bybit with leverage, and you know, it would be an acceptable swing long position back to the highs if we do consolidate here in the next coming days at 50%, because we are looking at double 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 in the next coming months to be formed. But we just dropped down very aggressively throughout the last few days, so it's still very soon to speculate on this one, as in jumping right now. But it's getting close. I would say that this one is going to hold this area and will not hit the golden pocket, which is sitting below 30 cents. If you want to get into a low leverage swing long right now, you know, your stop loss is the golden pocket and your entry zone is around about 50%, and you are targeting the highs. This could take a couple of weeks to develop. All right, it's going to be a bit of a boring swing trade scenario. Guys, on Bybit, you know, it's my favorite exchange. You do get a great bonus with the link down below. Bybit is a great exchange. I've been trading there for over 5 years, 6 years now, actually. You got a great bonus as well on Bybit. Remember, if you can't trade on Bybit, you got weeks or bluffing, you know, with great bonuses as well. You just need an email and a password. So 𝗬𝗨 network, big correction, very expected after this major pump. You know, we were waiting patiently for this pump for months now. Got the profits. I held this on spot, you know, not leverage trading this one. I mainly trade Bitcoin. BTC is falling. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. BTC is falling, so we are getting the breakdown. Yeah, this it does make sense to look at that flat scenario, guys, that was mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Okay, it looks very, very likely that we are going to be forming that flat. Okay, looking at this as an ABC flat is the highest probability. We're breaking down from the uptrend structure. I am looking for the lows here to be hit. Would be nice to get a bit more of a breakdown, and the bounce here is going to be very interesting. Yeah, I think it does look like right now that we could be seeing this as a flat. We're coming down, back down to the lows. We might get a reaction here at the daily, maybe a little bounce, but I think I'm expecting lower based on the analysis that was provided at the beginning of the stream. Not falling too aggressively with not too much volume, so would be a little bit cautious still, even though you're breaking trend. But I want to see a pretty aggressive move down. Bears stepping in here, and then, you know, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of situation here. This was explained on the first hour of the stream. Legends community also took that short position. Absolutely epic, my man. Aditya here talking about the short in the Legends trading community like an absolute sniper, like an absolute legend. There it is right over here. Aiden in the Legends trading community providing the setup right over here. Absolute legend. Boom, bang, stop loss. We're targeting to lower levels. Absolute legend. Aiden here in the Legends trading community, guys. This is what you get on Discord, looking for setup scenarios in detail. All right. You have the Discord. It is the first link in the description. Explanation of the scenarios, setups with risk management, talking about the waves, the reason of the trading setup, and also giving the different scenarios here. As you can see, absolute legend here, Aiden. Very good position on a short, looking for profits to be made. Very good risk management, guys. If you want to join the legends, you have the first link in the description. You get the modules to learn with the videos, how to trade, how to do the technical analysis from basics to advanced, and you get access to the Legends trading community, daily updates and setups right over here, so you can understand and so you can thrive as a trader faster than you can ever believe, right? So let's continue here with Aditya. Shout out to you, my man, in the comment section. Yes, like, what do you think of Illuvium? A question to Aditya. Hey Andy, 2 streams ago we looked at the project NMR, sorry, but what do you think of the chart? Illuvium is also looking good. NMR, let's take a look at that one right away. Why not? NMR. Yeah, rings a bell that we did take a look at this one. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that based on an accumulation perspective, I'm not sure if you want to trade this, but any area here on this one, right, down at this zone eventually was a good buying zone just a few months ago, right? You're getting to the bear market lows. Anything at bear market lows or below, in my opinion, is a great accumulation zone. Regarding this price action, we have to see this as a double 1-2. There's just no other option for the bullish case. The ultimate bullish case right now is you formed a 1-2 here in a triangle, and you got another 1-2 here, very aggressive. You do not really want to lose these lows. You do not really want to lose these lows right there. You're still maintaining uptrend momentum, and double 1-2 here is the option, or an expanding, right, an expanding here diagonal, which is not preferred, but yeah, it's the only scenario that I do see here on numeraire, right? If we claim the lows and get above it, I would not consider this as a flat. I mean, you could, but the timing would be to, let's see the target zones of this flat. You got over 1.618. Yeah, it would be, this is like the ultimate expanding flat target, but yeah, the timing is too long anyway. If this is a wave 1 and this is a flat, you know, the flat is just so long compared to the wave 1. Yeah, it's just not a scenario. So double 1-2 has to be the scenario here, the most bullish case. And you need to hold on these lows. So it could be it could be the case that this is going to be where it bottoms out. Very difficult chart, I have to say. Illuvium chart has a big problem, says Carol. It claimed a low in November and is in the process of creating a 1-2 if it does not hit below those lows, says Carol. Absolutely. Let's take a look at Illuvium right away. Anybody? I do hold some Illuvium. I did buy Illuvium at the $40 range, so it is slightly in the red. I did buy a little bit of spot Illuvium in this area, exactly here, exactly in this zone, just before the breakout. Did not take profits on this one. It's just a spot bag, so we're just gonna have to hold on. Some slight unrealized losses right now. You know, it's about 3-4% down, which, you know, you have to come to the conclusion that there has to be no power here to break down based on, you know, bear market lows, right, from the last couple of years. You consolidated at the bear market lows, getting some pumps, right, throughout November, back down to that zone. I mean, worst case scenario is that you do test the lows and you will get some kind of recovery. I mean, I'm not looking to trade this. Just got a spot bag, just ready. I'm happy to hold. Tested the lows here in November, which is totally true. Someone, Carol here, was saying, I mean, you would have to look at this as a first initial wave. You have to look at this as a first initial wave right over here. And then this is a wave 1, 2, 3. You're looking for the third wave, which is retracing too much really here. 7.8, almost hitting 0.88. I mean, this has to be the level where it bottoms out. It's kind of retesting the lows of the bear market, and it's trying to hold this zone. We need to give it a chance. I'm just worried about Bitcoin. So far on the chart, it looks good. I mean, I would say it's good DCAing levels. It's a good gaming project. You don't want to FOMO in the breakout. I mean, we talked about this level based on the wedgie structure at bear market lows, guys. This is going to pop. It did pop, but it just didn't continue to the upside and got a major pullback back to entry zone. So I have to say, the great big pullback. This is a good DCAing zone. I mean, for me, this is a good buying zone, regardless if it goes to ever so slightly lower levels. It's a good gaming project. It's active. It's one of the biggest gaming projects out there. This is back down in a correction. You don't want to buy at $60, $70. You want to buy when it corrects, 40, 50%. So yeah, it's a good buying zone in my opinion. You'll be up on PRQ. Lol, says Ryan. I have not checked PRQ. I took profits at the March highs. Don't tell me it's exploded. Has it gone to higher levels? Or has it not? Yes. Well, no, it's back. I took profits on this one and left a moon bag from the 10, 11 cent zone that I mentioned this one. This was the buying area. PRQ is holding a moon bag, but took initial investment and profit, which is selling over 50%. Almost did a 3x here. It did more than a 3x, but I sold just under a 3x, over 50%. So made some profits, got a moon bag here for the bull run, despite any corrections or whatever happens here. We got just a very good entry zone. Yeah, not much to say on PRQ anyway. Let's go right away. And thank you, Andy. Tomorrow I'm going on an alt hunt. We'll let you know. Absolutely. Let me know in the comment section what alts are you looking at, some that are bottoming out, because some of the altcoins that we have talked about throughout the last few months, some of them have been spotted from people that said, hey, can you take a look at this altcoin? And the altcoin looked like absolutely epic, forming a wedgie structure, and we're like, oh my goodness, it's a good project, it's in a consolidation. And we got the breakout just a few weeks after. So yeah, let me know if you do. Flux, great buy zones. Flux looks absolutely awesome. This is a great project. Okay, and Flux, I do expect this one to. I mean, this for me is buy zone. This red box is buy zone. This one got the breakout. This has to be one of, not the greatest, one of the greatest projects out there. Flux, you can do your research and take a look at Flux, but I'm surprised that this one did not get higher, move to higher levels, and it got a really decent pullback. I'm really looking at this to be a double 1-2 right there. It's not going to lose successfully the 45 cents. 46 cents, and it's gonna maintain ground here, and it's gonna move up here very aggressively. I mean, we need to be cautious on the short-term volatility on Bitcoin. If it does drop, that it could drop another 5-10%. But look, this is great accumulation zone, as 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍 is saying here in the comment section. Flux is a solid crypto project. And, you know, I am expecting this one to hit March highs, which is around about a 3x from current price levels. This is the target zone in the next coming months. 3x is epic. This is like the buying zone area. Looks very, very good. You know, you cannot pump like this, get a major correction, consolidate for several months, get the first pump and come back down in the consolidation reaccumulation zone. Yeah, this is like, it's a no-brainer for me. It's just like 𝗬𝗨 network, pump and dump back down to the accumulation level. And I'm like, yeah, guys, this isn't a zone to get shaken out. You're getting an opportunity right away, right, in this dump. We mentioned that this was a buying opportunity. We said buy, well, throughout the last few months on 𝗬𝗨 network here, around about the 10-cent zone. We pumped. Do not buy here, guys. Just call it a missed, right, buying zone. It did about a 2x. We got the pullback of 50% very quickly. Guys, we're back in buying zone. If you want to buy this one, buy right away. We got the opportunity. And then this one did over a 5x, right, in a matter of a few days, which was pretty epic. I mean, this one saved December, right? Because some altcoins were lagging behind. I mean, Constellation DAG pumped, PRQ pumped, some of them not pumping too much, 2x, you know, Cadena, some of them just making some gains, but overall not pumping and taking out the March highs. And this one saved the game, and I did go pretty heavy on this one. So very, very, very happy, right? We need to diversify on a few altcoins. There will be one or two that will save the game, right? They will save the game. Right, legends, I've been here over 2 hours now. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I know people are leaving the stream as well. We're just flip-flopping into some altcoins. There was a little bit of news that I wanted to talk about, but I think people are not too interested in the news. But anyway, Switzerland is considering to creating a Bitcoin reserve, which is absolutely epic. Switzerland, my goodness. This is, you know, overall massive news, like fundamentally for long term, right? We also have FTX will start paying 16 billion in claims from 3rd of January. So from after tomorrow, we're going to start seeing some payouts of the FTX collapse, right? The clients that lost a lot of money. The speculation that a lot of this will go back into crypto. I mean, it's only a few billion. It's still quite a lot. So yeah, and overall, MicroStrategy has acquired over 2,000 Bitcoin for 209 million. I really don't know how this guy gets so much money. I'm not sure it's not from, you know, MicroStrategy. I think he's taking loans as well and stuff. I don't know, but he's buying like a maniac. It's just consistent buying. But overall, yeah, just he's the biggest Bitcoin whale out there, or one of the biggest, right? Legends, not much more to say. Thank you very much for joining. Remember, if you want more updates, you have the Legends trading community. Much love to you. We'll be back with more on Bitcoin and some altcoins. I'm going to do a little bit of altcoin hunting, see if there's great opportunities for tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.